What's up, everybody? Welcome back to ITG Daily, the show where we bring you the hottest in gaming news. We're talking about Battlefield 6 leaks, what's the future of the game industry when it comes to game conventions, and a whole lot more. But who is this? It is Scot Savage making his return. Scott, welcome back to the show, buddy.
I am back.
How you been? Doing all right?
Oh yeah, great. And I can't wait to talk more games. It feels like it's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been a few days for sure. So let's get right into it because Battlefield 6 may have been leaked, Scott. According to the leak from BF6 Leaker over on Reddit, Battlefield 6, not a confirmed title, will be featuring a Battle Royale mode, which is a common genre that's gained popularity in the last few years, obviously. It will support 128 players in certain game modes, returning maps from previous games, and a gentle downplay on the destruction within the game itself. So we're going to get a new Battle Royale mode is confirmed, 128 players, new game modes, confirmed maps, Wake Island, Metro, and Locker. Destruction will behave like Bad Company series. How's that kind of grab you, Scott?
I'm excited at the sounds of this one. Now, there's a few things of note here for sure. 128 players is a lot. That's getting back to that. I believe MAG was the title back in the day when they attempted to do that the first time. And seeing Battlefield, though, try and do the same thing, I'm much more confident in this company's ability to utilize 128 players.
Sure.
Even if it is for just a ground war scenario. My Battlefield fandom in my head just explodes with excitement thinking about all the destruction that there could be. And Battlefield is well known for its destruction. It's one of the major features, I would say, of the franchise. So for them to have mentioned anything to do at all with destruction is a good sign for me, because we've seen a little bit of that taken away kind of over time. It's been simplified and kind of not the focus anymore in the last two releases, at least.
Yep.
So to see more of a destruction aspect come back in, I think is also going to be really cool. And lastly, I have to touch on this one just because I believe I'm one of the few people who was a good fan of the Ring of Fire game type, the Battle Royale that Battlefield had first attempted. I was actually pretty into it, and I'm happy to see that come back in a second attempt. I think that could really work out.
What changes do you think they have to make this time to make that kind of catch on more, Scott? Do you have any ideas what they could do to reinvent that wheel?
Oh, it's going to be a difficult one because I'm not quite sure what was the issue with the Battlefield Ring of Fire. I know that a lot of people weren't super excited about it, weren't falling into it, so to speak. So there's definitely going to be a little bit of map kind of thought, and they're going to have to tweak some of the systems, maybe the armor, and just find a way of kind of reducing the experience to the Battlefield shooting, because their feel on the controls, the Battlefield style of shooting is it's what brought me into that battle royale. And I think that's what a lot of Battlefield players were really excited about.
No, for sure. It says the core gameplay. This is probably the biggest news we have so far. Essentially, the game, no official title still. Really, we're kind of just calling it Battlefield 6, is going to be a hub for most, if not all, previous Battlefield titles. You will be able to boot up servers playing exclusively like 1942 and other titles of that genre. What they also pointed out here in the leak is that the game is set in a near future. How do you feel about the near future setting?
That's an interesting idea because I don't believe that's been done quite before.
Right.
There might have been one title, but I'm really not familiar with it, and it just wasn't popular at the time. The trend we're seeing now in shooters is to go lightly into the future, where we're all wearing exo suits and
sure,
shooting mechs at each other. It could be really interesting for a large scale battle, because we're used to World War I and then World War II in the Battlefield franchise. I'm excited to see what kind of tweaks happen to the gameplay to allow for more devices and different unique, ways of the future to do war.
Yeah, no, for sure. There was Battlefield 1. What was the spin on that one? Because that was set in they had a metal arm and stuff in that one.
Yeah, that was an interesting alternate reality, I would say, where certain liberties were taken. Of course, creative liberties were taken with the game. That's, of course, fine. But there was definitely some historical liberties taken. To your point, the robotic arm kind of pushed a lot of people away because that game was supposed to be set for World War One.
Yeah.
But the issue they ran into with that as well, I just want to make mention of it because it's something that specifically irks me about Battlefield 1, was the weapon arsenal. A lot of interesting weapons from that time. Warfare was being modernized, and there was a huge amount of new variants, new prototypes of weapons. And the issue that I have with Battlefield is that all of those weapons made it into Battlefield, even though in reality, in history, there may have only been 15 individuals of that gun model.
Gotcha.
Or 50 or 20 in some case. So it was a little weird that everybody on the battlefield has a Mars automatic revolver when there's only 50 of those in the world ever.
Yeah. No, that's
so
fair.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of liberties they take with the weaponry into the future.
I feel Battlefield, the series, has just kind of been rocky. It's been up and it's been down. It's been up and it's been down. And you got fans that either are Call of Duty fans or they're Battlefield fans. They don't tend to cross over all that much. As of recently, though, I feel a lot of people have actually switched over to Call of Duty and stayed away from Battlefield more. Do you think I'm right on that, or is that like a little? Am I out to lunch on thinking that that's a possibility?
Oh no, that seems like the case. That I think Battlefield went a little back in time, and Call of Duty went forward in time.
Right.
Very forward in time in the case of Infinite and Advanced Warfare. So they kind of blended together. And I think you're correct in what you're saying. I think a lot of people kind of left Battlefield at that moment.
Yeah.
And now they find themselves 2 or 3 games into a future warfare setting. It's kind of hard to go back to Battlefield after that.
Yeah, just the whole weapon arsenal just feels completely different, right? So it's definitely a different change. But here's a change we're looking to get over at Rockstar. Rockstar has listed a job posting for cheaters. They're looking to get an analyst in there that'll help prevent cheating, because apparently in the world of Red Dead Redemption's online servers right now, cheaters are everywhere, Scott, and that's a big problem. We see it all the time in games, especially online components, right? We play Siege a lot, and I got shot, or my son got shot the other day. One of us got shot through a wall, like not a destructible wall. It was a concrete wall. You can't do anything with that. But we see that, and then there's major issues right now for the online component for Red Dead Redemption when it comes to hackers on PC. I don't see it too much when it comes to the world of consoles. I'm normally left out on our own group kind of thing, and there is, you get trolls more than hackers over there. But it's just the way it goes. So it's good to see that they're finally addressing that. It's something fans have been looking for a very, very long time. When's the last time you jumped into Red Dead there, Scott?
Oh, I was trying to remember that actually myself, but it has been over half a year now for me.
Sure.
Yeah, that's one that I don't often go back to, but it's just such a daunting behemoth of a game that I'm left intimidated by it, and I try to put my time in, but it's a large time commitment with games like that, so I just kind of get worked out of it. But I haven't noticed cheating personally so much on Red Dead. Yeah. But if it's anything like Grand Theft Auto, and I can imagine it is similar, there must be a large presence of cheating or hacking or manipulating the game in some capacity, and that really does ruin the experience for a lot of people. And it's good to see a company do something about it. Now, I think there's some controversy as to what you should do with cheaters, and
just
and
ban
that kind
them.
of goes by. Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm done.
I'm on that pull.
Forget it. If you want to cheat, you're done. I don't care. Get out of here. And there's no room for people like you. Leave.
You're welcome to make your own Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, exactly, right? Otherwise, get out. But my biggest question at this point, though, is where are the heists for Red Dead? Come on, Scott.
Yeah.
Let me rob a train. Let me rob the banks in this game. That's what I want to do. I want to get that GTA feel of doing those heists and bringing over into Red Dead Online. Dude, that is a party right there. Let's hook that up.
You mentioned the bank, and I immediately thought of Grand Theft Auto. The bank heist in Grand Theft Auto was the craziest level. And I'm sure I'm going to remember that for a very long time. Now, can you imagine if it was you, myself, and three of us riding horses up to a train, Indiana Jones style?
Oh, man. I'm all for it, dude. Let's do it. Let's set this up. Like, I don't understand. It's been out for so long now at this point. And when it launched, dude, it was rocky. Servers were rocky when it came to Red Dead. I'd be in there, then kicked out. I'd jump back in, I'd get kicked out again. It was just constant disconnect. My camp wouldn't spawn in. My moonshine shack was nowhere to be found. There were so many hurdles, but yet I kept going back because the game is just that fun. It was just a different experience than any other online multiplayer game that it just sucked me right in. And Nate was there forever. Ben, his brother, was there too. Like, all of us. There'd be a group of us every night online playing that game, and then we always go back to where are the heists coming? Like, when are those going to be announced? Right? We get into the season pass and stuff like that, and I'm looking for it, but it's just like, where is it? Like, I want to see that in there now. It should be in there by now, and it's not, and it's just too bad, because I think that would help drive the community forward a little bit more than what's already there, because what I see now is a bit of lack of content coming in, and that's when it happens for these online games of service. We keep going back to it, dude. If you don't have content, you don't have players.
Yeah, well, and inversely, look at what happened with Grand Theft Auto. They've just pumped repeatedly new content into their online, and new kind of factional things, the cleaning crew and the drugs and the different kind of aspects of chapters of content that they release. I think they need to do that with Red Dead 2.
Right.
Before we really start clamoring for Red Dead 3.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's get a couple of the more things ironed out and some more content in there, and let's get rolling, because, man, we're way overdue for something like this. But
even if it's... sorry, I just want to make one more point. Even if they add a battle royale.
Oh, okay. So there, everybody's jumping on this battle royale. I'm a little bit. So they have a battle royale-esque feel, but it's like real limited. There's only like 8 or 10 players for it, and it's kind of like a last man. It's like elimination or last man standing kind of thing. But yeah, the world of Red Dead is huge. Like, it is so big that it would be. I don't say it would be easy, because I'm not a developer. I don't know squat when it comes to developing games. But the potential then of adding that battle royale and going in and finding just a handgun and then coming up with a couple of bullets and then switching that out to a sniper rifle, or finding a faster horse to get away or something along that, like, holy, Rockstar, hit us up. Scott and I can set you up with your battle royale game mode.
We have some ideas.
We've got a few ideas, and I want to talk about Tokyo Game Show. Scott, what is the future of the video game industry when it comes to hosting these conferences? Because right now, the organizers over at Tokyo Game Show have announced this year's event will once again be held online. It will take place Thursday, September 30th to Sunday, October 3rd. Obviously, because of the pandemic, everything's switching over. Now, note, E3 is also digital. GDC, a month after E3, will be going digital as well. PAX is now replaced with PAX Online in July. So all these conferences are switching over to an online format. Why? Because they're losing out, obviously, of not having a place to have everybody because of the pandemic. Everybody's now, the whole premise of all that has just really just been tossed upside down because of COVID. And I find it interesting now that they're all switching over to a digital format. A lot of people have had to work remotely from home and switch things around. So now that they're switching the conferences this way as well, what is the future lie, Scott, when it comes into conferences? Are we going to go back eventually one day to having a stadium feel and go in? Because dude, you know what it's like when we go into these conferences. When we went to EGLX and we're covering these events are different in person than they are online. But are they gonna have when? I just don't know when that will ever, if it'll ever come back.
It is such a specific feeling, though, that I have hope that after this is over, there's going to be a thirst for that feeling again. Just to, even if somebody just brings, a stack of playing cards and a 2 dice, I imagine it'd be easy to gather 20 people in a room to join you. And when this is all said and done and over with, it'll be easy to motivate people to gather again, because it's something that we all miss in some capacity. And it's interesting that so many of them are going online, because I wonder if they're going to find competition between each other somehow.
Sure.
Obviously, you can, schedule that separately and it could work. But to have every conference online seems like a lot. And so I don't know if we'll get a little bit of a watering down effect out of that.
Maybe.
Just maybe less content used for more time, because people have been home as well. So I don't expect the production to be quite the same.
No, but absolutely.
It does show, though, that even while the world is dealing with this issue, we still have hunger for this. Video games might be low on people's survival tier list, some people's survival tier list, but even still, we want to get together. We want to have these big conventions. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good feeling to it. So I really hope it does return. I'm missing those kind of events myself. It's been a long year.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely different, right? You don't have that. When you go to these things, everybody's in the same mind frame as you, right? You're all excited to be there. You're all wanting to see what the show has in store. And it's just like-minded people being all in the same place. And then because of what we do, obviously we get to talk to some of these developers and ask them questions about new games, the games we've never heard of, or, it's just an exciting feel to be there. And the thing is, I'm wondering now moving forward, we get back into these conferences. Are they then also going to post everything online? Like they have in the past, but they've live streamed it, right? What if now, because right now the situation is that they're actually kind of implementing a charge in some of these events to have people enter into the conference. So are they going to keep that format? Or are they going to, in a sense, kind of double up, having money flow in, right? I'm just kind of curious to see what the future lies when it comes to these conferences, because there's so much potential for them to just do both at the same time. Yeah, live streaming on Twitch is huge, but if they can make a little bit of extra money, I'm sure they'll figure out how to do that as well.
I'm sure that's a motivating factor for a lot of these companies involved as well. It's been a long year, and they're, I'm sure, hurting. The bottom line is hurting for everybody.
Yeah, I would think so for sure. Let's move on, Scott, because, man, we are running out of time already. Quickly, let's get back into it. This will be the last time we ever talk about this. The PlayStation stores are closed. They are closing as of July 2nd. You'll no longer be able to get anything on the PlayStation 3, Vita, or PSP stores. They did say, however, because I got an email this morning saying, here, this is what you can expect, sort of thing, right? You can download all the content you've already purchased. That's not going away. Your wallet will get transferred over to the PS4 and PS5. So there's that. Okay, so you're not going to lose your money. It just transfers over on your account, but you won't be able to go back and purchase downloadable content. You won't be able to do any in-game stuff. You won't be able to do any new games when it comes to these online stores or these services at all. So that's the wrap up for that. It's unfortunate to see it go. It's just, man, Brad and I talked about it yesterday. It just seems like a weird move, but when it comes to nostalgia, Sony feels that people just don't really care that much.
Yeah, I guess
that's it, right?
Your time to, if you wanted to buy Siphon Filter Now's the time.
Yeah, exactly. Game announcements. We've got a few to run through here, Scott. We got quite the list to break down as well. We got Rift celebrates 10 amazing years with a month-long event. Game Amigo is excited to announce a month-long 10-year anniversary event for their groundbreaking online RPG Rift. The party starts with the annual Carnival of the Ascended for 2021. It'll be running through from April 22nd. So I've never even heard of this game, Scott. Have you ever heard of Rift? MMO?
I have heard of Rift, but I'm not familiar on it at all.
I completely missed it on that one. But Bankrupt Games, the developer of PC VR multiplayer shooter Pavlov VR, has revealed that it's coming to the Oculus Quest and the PSVR 2.
Oh,
that is something to take note of. Right there, we have finally a game. We also have another game here too that's been announced. It's where is that? It's a lo-fi. I don't know what that is. It's a sci-fi exploration game as well. So we have two games that we have confirmed coming to the PlayStation VR 2. I'm excited for that, man. I'm pretty pumped. I like the new controller design. There's a lot to kind of go in and get behind on this thing, so I'm pretty excited to see where they're going to take it now.
Oh yeah, and just any utilization of virtual reality in the technology, I'm a huge fan of. I really hope and can't wait for that to be developed further.
No, for sure. Hitman 3 is getting its update. It launches today, version 3.20 on all platforms: PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC, Stadia, and the Switch.
A long list of consoles.
Oh my man. Like I don't want to see any more consoles, Scott. There's just too many.
But Apple hasn't released theirs yet.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure something's coming, right? And then there's Luna as well.
My dad and I have been talking about that for over a decade now. You know what? Probably 20 years now. We've been joking about that. What'll be the next one?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's my father's opinion that Apple has yet to release theirs.
I'm surprised, right? Yeah. It's only a matter of time, I'm sure. But so the Hitman 3 seasonal event, the Berlin Egg Hunt, is here. Follow the White Rabbit, the first seasonal event for Hitman 3 owners, sees Agent 47 heading to Berlin, which has been transformed for Berlin Egg Hunt. So you can get some exclusive Raver outfit when you complete that. And it also kicks off the season of Greed today as well. Elusive targets is coming and all kinds of good stuff. So make sure you jump in there. I am heading back to Hitman 3, my friend.
That's cool. I hope you take some clips. I'll enjoy them. I really want to get into Hitman 3. And all of this content that keeps dropping for it is just making it worse and worse as days go by. I keep thinking about it and I'm going to have to get it.
Yeah, for sure. You can also download the Hitman 3 free starter pack now and play to buy for free from March 30th till April 5th.
Oh, there we go. I know what I'm doing.
There you go. Wreckgen, the Wreckfest is coming to PlayStation 5 on June 1st. PlayStation 5 version offers the best experience for Wreckfest on consoles ever. Take full advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware. Man, this is PR speak for sure. Not only does the new version offer enhanced visuals such as dynamic dirt on vehicles. Dynamic dirt. Never thought I would ever be saying words like that, Scott. What I'm telling you, 4K resolution, 24 players for the multiplayer now is also there. The game is also on Xbox Game Pass. The guys and I will be streaming that this week, checking that out. But I'm thinking that's only like the Xbox One version, Scott.
Yeah, they seem to be advertising this. It's going to be the best on PS5. Now, is that because it's just new hardware, or is this truly a new version of the game? Not really clear.
No, it's not 100% clear, is it? But I'm thinking it's a newer version for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, most likely.
Wildlands is getting the update 1.6, adding trading territories. Among other features, the ability to encounter completely customized, hand-built Wildlands, or in this case, islands. It's just their spin. While exploring your world map, carefully created and curated by the Wildlands team, in the future, not only player-created Wildlands, but entire games will be discoverable this way. Think of the possibilities, they state. We'll see what happens there. I never really got into that game. It seemed pretty cool, but we'll see. Another one coming up is Saien, the Cyborg Ninja, coming to Steam in 2021. Cyborg Ninja can simply be played by using your mouse. That is it. You're jumping all over the place on this one. It's actually, man, I gotta check this one out. This one looks cool.
Just the mouse. Yeah, I'm thinking there's only one game I've ever played that was like that, and I'm struggling to remember the name of it now, but it was originally a mobile game, but it was interesting just having one input.
Yeah.
Simplified yet really good.
No, it just takes something like a little quirky idea, right? And if it works, man, then it's all good. Scott, what games are coming out today?
Oh, today we have a pretty healthy list, I have to say, and there's a few things we have here, so I'm just gonna run down the list here. Some are familiar, some are less so. But we have Disco Elysium, the final cut. That's coming to PS5, PS4, PC, and Stadia. Then we have Auto Chess, making its way to the PlayStation 5. Shelter 3 on PC. A game by the name of I Saw Black Clouds, coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Tennis World Tour 2 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S. Evil Genius 2 World Domination, PC. I have a feeling we have something to do with that coming down the line soon.
Yes, we do. Corey and I will be having our final review on that one coming out shortly. If you want to catch our earlier preview on that game, check out InsideTheGame.ca or check out our YouTube channel.
Then we have Narita Boy, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And then I hope you're ready for this list. Oh man,
this is brutal.
This is quite a list. I'm going to run it down really quick. This is all coming to the PC finally, and much anticipated. This is Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix, the Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix, the Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, and Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. That's a lot of Kingdom Hearts, and it's all coming to the PC.
Well, there we go. And that is it for ITG Daily. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. And of course, you can always find this later on podcast services around the world, InsideTheGame.ca, or our YouTube channel at the official ITG. So until tomorrow, I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we will see you inside the game.